Hello YouTube, can you hear me? I'll wait a second to make sure you can. Oh, I still have...
Hello YouTube.
Oh, that's not good. I've got to shut off the volume. Okay, can you hear me without an echo right now? Thank you. I'm quite proud of the hat. I had it custom made on Amazon. Great, no echo. Perfect. Thomas, meet Hub Jeep. I've known Hub a long time. We were on a Jeep forum together since 2002. He turns out he lives not all that far from me, and maybe 20 minutes. I used to go to his house. His garage is amazing. He's got a pit in it. He's got cars all over the place he works on. Super mechanically inclined. Far beyond anything I could do. And he's just a great guy. When I got sick and I was in the hospital, he was the first person from JUOT my family met. And he brought binders and binders full of well wishes that he printed from, at the time the forum was much busier than it is today. Hundreds of people were wishing me well, and he brought them in binders, and he gave them to my parents and my sister, and they were so moved. And I was moved once I was awake and out of the coma and I could read it. I mean, it really hit, it really meant a lot. So thank you again, Hub. We'll never forget that. And Thomas is from Anti-Tracker's channel, which, Hub, I know you don't know probably much about that, but he's a guy I listen to a lot who talks about Star Trek things and other sci-fi stuff. If you're at all interested, I don't think you were the biggest sci-fi fan, but if you are at all interested in anything like that, check out his channel. It's just called Anti-Tracker with a hyphen between Anti-Tracker. ANTI-TREKKER. There's other people too, but if you get there, you'll find everybody else. And okay, so a quick update on my hospital bed situation, since I know I've been, that was the main thing that started this series. Finally, today, this morning, we were getting impatient, and we ended up finding a company that also does repairs for Hill-Rom beds. Not from Hill-Rom directly, but they have like authorized repair people, apparently, people knowledgeable with Hill-Rom beds. So I called them this morning. They were much nicer and much more attentive, to be frank, than the first people I talked with at Hill-Rom back on Monday. But they mostly specialize for people who buy Hill-Rom beds used, because when those people need help, apparently they can't get it from Hill-Rom directly. So this place took my info and is supposed to get back to me by Monday with a quote for getting the part replaced, which was good news. But of course, this afternoon, Hill-Rom themselves ended up calling me They actually called on my mother's old cell phone number for some reason. Now, we gave them the correct number 6 times, but they called on this old cell phone number that was just by a miracle I happened to have with me because of a weird set of coincidences. And I picked it up. I had no idea what number it was, but I answered, and they're like, Joseph? Which already confused me because it's not my phone, but I guess. And like, hi, this is so-and-so from Hillrom. And, I didn't even, I was like, thank you, thanks for calling. At the end, I tried to explain to him that the phone number was wrong, and I gave him the right number. Whether they'll use it or not, I don't know. So, latest story is Monday, around 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. He will hopefully come here with the part I need to fix the bed once and for all. Well, for now. God knows what'll happen down the line. So I've got really 2 companies working on it right now. The first one said the quote they'll get me is Monday. I'd still be interested in seeing the quote, but I will have to turn it down if Hillrom's already come at that point. So things are looking up. It's been a hard week, I'm going to be honest. This bed has been broken since Thursday, maybe even Wednesday night, and it's hard. It's tough when your Lore Reloaded just started a premiere. Babylon 5 lore. Anytime I get Lore's premiere notices, by the time I get there a minute later, the premiere's already over. So I don't know what's up with that. DJ, hail BirdOPrey5. Hail DJ. Great to see you. Thank you for coming. I was just giving an update on the bed. Long story short, hopefully it'll be fixed Monday morning. If not, I'm sure I will have more to say about it. What I wanted to get to today, and well, real quick, that last stream, if you guys were there, I had to end it early because my dog's vet ended up coming 20 minutes earlier than I expected, which was good, and the dog is fine. Sassy dog is all good. So I'm sorry I had to rush through. That last hero's death was Turner and Hooch, or Turner and Pooch. Turner and Hooch was the movie, and it's definitely, I watched it recently, and I forgot how sad it was when the dog gets shot. The dog takes a bullet and dies. It was so sad. So that honestly is my legit number 1 hero movie death. Sad hero movie death. It wasn't just to be interesting. It right now, that's the saddest one I could think of. Period. No dancing bunnies on this stream. Yes, Thomas, there will be no dancing bunnies. Well, let's put it this way. There might be dancing bunnies, but they're not going to be anything like the ones we saw earlier today on Anti-Tracker. DJ says, I promise I won't put on the suit. Yeah. Was that you in the suit, DJ? I still don't know who was in that suit. I kind of missed some of it. And when I got back to the stream, there was this guy in a pink rabbit suit. Kind of looked like Captain Foley, but I don't think it was. I mean, it looked like he had too much facial hair to be Captain Foley. I couldn't see the face well, so I don't know who it was. I'm assuming it was somebody in Anti-Tracker's audience. Oh yes, it was you in the bunny outfit, DJ Odyssey. Well, I don't know what possessed you, to do that. Well, I guess I do. I understand. You're what we'd call on JUOT, and I don't mean this in any negative way whatsoever, because I'm also one. But an attention whore. An attention whore. We'll do things for attention. And, okay. Hats off to you. Hats off to you. In fact, let me take the hat off. As much as I like it, it is a bit warm in here. It also has on the back Qapla. So, either way, you're getting something good. Anyway, now you can see my head, not like you forgot what I look like. I did want to show, we got very fancy now that we've got the software working. If it comes to the point that I have to take the video off the screen for a minute, but I can keep talking on the camera, we can go to just this head. Now this was drawn by Acid Designs. I gave him a few pictures of myself, and that's literally what he came up with. I think the resemblance is pretty good. There's Happy Me, and if I want, I can go to Angry Me, but we'll keep it on Happy Me. And if I need to, there's also a neutral face, but that's a little harder to get to. So what do you think? That's what Acid Design came up with, and this is the real thing. I think he did a great job, personally. It's definitely recognizable, I'd say. So, shout out to Acid Designs. He does great work. If anybody ever needs anything custom drawn, especially in that style, and I'm assuming it's a he. I went down this road before, but I'm pretty sure he's your guy, or they're your person at least. Okay, so I just wanted to get into some things, small things that make me appreciate the day. And one of those small things was this hilarious picture of a Klingon. And I figured, let's do a quick show because I don't have a lot of time tonight. Let's do a quick show on some Klingon memes. And more or less it's going to be like basically show and tell. So I'm going to open up my web browser. We'll put it on the screen. And you should be seeing right now my favorite photo, internet photo, meme, whatever you want to call it, that I've seen in weeks. Gowron Real Estate. Glory to you and your house. And at the bottom, it's a good day to buy. Because obviously the Klingon saying it's a good day to die. And Gowron, that Deep Space Nine episode, he was awarding the Klingons those order of Kles or whatever they were getting, and glory to you and your house. Glory to you and your house. I can't do a good Gowron voice, but man, I don't know what it is about this, but just thinking of a Klingon trying to be a real estate agent, it makes me laugh on the inside. Like, imagine you had like a dozen Klingons standing around He asks, "Oh, what do you do?" "I'm a warrior." "What do you do?" "I'm a warrior." "What do you do?" "I'm a warrior." "What do you do?" "I'm a chef on a military vessel." "Okay, close enough." "I'm a warrior." "I'm a warrior." "What do you do?" "I'm in real estate." And they'd all look at him kind of funny. But oh man. Oh man. Oh, right, and that was it. If you go to Klingon real estate agent and you say, do they accept tribbles? The answer is no. They don't accept tribbles. In fact, might get you stabbed if you ask that. No tribbles allowed. Oh, I don't know. I'm sorry, but that just far funnier than it should be. This one, TGIF. Thank Gowron, it's Friday. And quite appropriate, since it is Friday. Gowron just, even though he's not my favorite Klingon, honestly, I'd probably say, well, besides Worf, I'd probably say Martok is my favorite. Those eyes. He plays a Klingon. He plays a Klingon great. I mean, he's top of the line in terms of playing a Klingon. Unfortunately, he's, in canon he's dead now, but he was great at it. And the other one who was great at it was Christopher Lloyd. Doc Brown from Back to the Future in Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock. I believe it was Christopher Lloyd. Yeah. Get out! Get out! The only thing talking is the computer. What's it saying? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get out of there! Get out! Oh. Kirk tries to get him to beam up Spock. And he's like, no, why? It's like, 'cause you wish it. And he was right. I mean, obviously, if he beamed up Spock, Kirk probably wouldn't have even cared had he made it at that point. Oh. His eyes always freak me out. Yeah, they do. They're freaky eyes. Marty Feldman eyes. Okay, this one I had never seen before. But that moment when you realize St. Nicholas was a Klingon. And apparently, I guess this is, I assume, a painting or some type of artistry of St. Nicholas. And he does look remarkably Klingon. I don't know if it was edited by a fan or it was literally just drawn like that or just kind of deteriorated into looking like that over the 1,000 years it's been around. I have no idea, but I thought that was a interesting one. Okay, next one is join the Klingon army, visit exotic places, meet interesting beings, and kill them. And of course it's Gowron again, because he's kind of the quintessential Klingon face. Visit exotic planets, meet interesting beings, and kill them. That's basically the Klingon way. Yes, join the Klingon army. Would really be the Klingon Defense Force, to be technical. Okay, guys, hold on a minute. I'm gonna mute the mic because the dog's gonna go nuts. Okay, and I'm back. Just confirm, please, if you can hear me again. I don't want to start talking and lose 5 minutes of audio like happened the first time. I can hear. Perfect, DJ. Okay. So, great. Thanks, Thomas. Just a few more of these memes left. Worf, of course. Definitely a top Klingon. You look acceptable for a Klingon. That's really all I ever wanted out of life. I wanted to look acceptable for a Klingon. Sorry about the background noise. Okay, now this one, there's some reading you gotta do. My dad just came into my room and shouted at me in Klingon. Am I more embarrassed that he did that, or that I know he said I was a disappointment to the Empire? And then somebody wrote, you should be most embarrassed. You're a disappointment to the Empire. And of course, Gowron again. You know, I don't know if half these things are real or true, but they're funny enough. I've seen this one a lot. It's an old one, but here clearly you've got a fan out there playing. Looks like he's. I'm going to go out on a limb, even though there's not a hell of a lot to go by. But I'm going to say I think that's Southern California, because I just have this feeling it's Southern California. And he's holding up a sign, will not, emphasis on not, kill you for food. Basically, you know, because people holding up those signs usually like will work for food or will do things for food. So he's going to not kill you. It's very generous of him. Homeless Klingons on the streets because Uranus is full. I didn't even see that text before. Now this is just a very nice bird of prey. I mean, look at that. That is the best Star Trek ship ever made. Star Trek ship ever made. I mean, the Enterprise is nice. I like it, don't get me wrong. But that is a work of art. That could be hanging in a museum. If I was president, I'd get one of these painted and put it in the White House. I'd move over George Washington to the left, and I don't know, whoever's next to him, probably Lincoln or something to the right, and just put that bird of prey front and center. Okay. This is just the judge from Star Trek 6, I believe. It's possible it's the judge from the Enterprise episode where Archer was sentenced to Aurora Pente, but I think it's the movie. I think it's Star Trek 6. Instead of a gavel, they've got that metal clanking ball that makes sparks. You know, it's justice. It's a form of justice. It's Star Trek 6. Okay, Thomas, I'll take your word on it. DJ, you all in agreement? Star Trek 6, I believe you. Have a giant bird of prey hanging in the center of the Oval Office. Oh, could do like an actual 3D print or model of a bird of prey. In fact, could probably just, find whatever model they used in the movies and just like nationalize it and say, this is a piece of American history now. We're going to take it to the White House. You can thank us later. Yeah, I could do that. Now this, and unfortunately, there's no great way to view it on the screen. I wasn't thinking ahead, but this is just a nice piece of fan art. I'll be honest, I'm not sure who the top left Klingon is. We've got Worf, we've got Worf's mate and Alexander's mother. On the right, of course, we've got General Chang, the great General Chang. That's Christopher Lloyd playing a Klingon behind him. We've got 2 or 3 bird of praise. 1, 2, 3, 4 bird of praise. 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bird of praise. There's more bird of praise every time I look at this thing. A D7 or possibly Katinga, but let's say a D7 at the top. The Great Hall. Some other Klingons. Oh, this knife. Is this the Meklev? Oh, God. And that's my hospital bed making its alarm noise, because that's what it does. Give me a second, it'll stop. Yep, bed felt too comfortable. Okay. And the bed reboots now. That's bed life. Hashtag bed life. I should start that if it's not done already. Anyway, you got your Batleth on the bottom. I think that's Kahless or his clone. Got Galron, of course, the Doras sisters. I mean, this is like everything, every Klingon in Trek history. Well, every Klingon TNG and well, actually from the movies and forward. There's no original series Klingons here, but that will come up shortly. Oh, that is the original Batleth of Kahless. That's the one that was found in the Delta Quadrant, the Gamma Quadrant, and then Worf decided that it was too powerful. It was like the ring from Lord of the Rings that made people power hungry. So he just beamed it into space. So really? Give it to Dax. Let the Federation put it in a museum someplace, or just someplace safe until whatever. It probably got sucked into a star and destroyed. Oh well. Kang. Yeah, sorry, not Chang. Kang. Oh man. How did I make that mistake? He's my avatar. Yeah, he was the guy who played in Buck Rogers. Okay, well, I've never seen Buck Rogers. Third down on the left was also Boltar from Battlestar Galactica. Okay. Expect STD. I hope not. Torres from Voyager is next to Gallon. Yeah, she looks a bit more Klingon here than she did in Voyager. In fact, I'd venture to bet this was from the episode where they separated her into a human half and a fully Klingon half, and that's her fully Klingon half, because the actual B'Elanna Torres, the half human, her ridges are much more subdued than this drawing. Well, Kang, Koloth, and Kor are there. They are here, but they're in their TNG DS9 form, not TOS form. Big left is Kang. Yeah, obviously this is Kang. Star Trek 6 Infamy, To Be or Not to Be. I'm constant as the northern star. I can see you, Kirk. Can you see me? Yeah. That Shakespeare quoting Klingon. And of course, you've never read Shakespeare until you've read it in the original Klingon, which I have a copy of somewhere. I believe it was the first edition the Klingon Language Institute put out. They had a picture right on the inside of like Klingon Shakespeare. It was pretty cool. Okay, now this one is a bit of a cheat because there's no Klingons on here. But I was just going through Klingon memes and this one was mixed in, and I had to check it out. So basically, and I don't necessarily agree with everything, but they have Picard as lawful good, Kirk as neutral good, Bones as chaotic good, Spock as lawful neutral, Sisko as true neutral, and Archer as chaotic neutral. And then evils. They've got Khan as lawful evil, Garrick as neutral evil, and Janeway as chaotic evil. And there are quotes under there for each of them. For Sisko, his quote is, "It's easy to be a saint in paradise," which he did say, and it is true. It's easy to be a saint in paradise. Archer's quote is funny. Volatile. "You have no idea how much I'm restraining myself from knocking you off your ass." I think I remember that. I think he was pissed at somebody. I'll be honest, I don't know that these make really much sense, but they were fun to read and look at. Of course, Khan, his quote, which I don't see how Khan is lawful at all, but his quote, we've heard it before. "I've done far worse than kill you. I've hurt you, and I wish to go on hurting you." And Garrick, of course, everything Garrick says is just better than the last thing he said. Truth is an excuse for a lack of imagination. One of my favorite lines with Garrick was him and Dr. Bashir were talking, and Dr. Bashir tells him about the story about the boy who cried wolf. And he says, the boy cried there was a wolf, and all the townsfolk came, and there was no wolf, so they left. And he did it again, and they all came, and there was no wolf, so they left. But the third time, of course, there really was a wolf. And so when he yelled for wolf, there was a wolf, no one came, and the wolf ate the child. Or killed him at least, whatever. So Garrick asks or whatever, what's the point of the story or whatever, and Bashir says, well, the point of the story is, not to lie or to always tell the truth. And Garrick says, are you sure? He's like, well, Bashir's like, what else could it be? And Garrick's like, maybe the lesson is never tell the same lie twice. That was a good one. Because it fits. The other good one, there's so many, but Garrick and Dukat are defending. They're on Deep Space Nine, defending the Cardassian leadership. I think they have to flee the station. I think it's near the beginning of the Dominion coming through the wormhole or something, and they both had their disruptors or whatever, and they fought side by side. But later in the episode, Garrick admits that there was a moment that he had thought about shooting Dukat in the back. And I think it was Bashir. Somebody said, you would shoot a man in the back. And he says, well, you have to admit, it is the safest time. And again, he's exactly right. It's the safest time to shoot somebody, it's in the back. Oh, Garrick. All the lessons learned through Deep Space Nine. Okay, back at the chat. Taurus from Voyager's Next to Gowron. Yes, okay, sorry, we did there. I play mostly chaotic neutral when playing D&D. Lol, it was DJ. DJ also says he said that to DePaul and Broken Bow at the beginning. Right, Archer. Yes, Archer it is. Thank you, DJ. Okay, just a few left, I believe. Had to throw in some original series Klingons. Nothing much going on here. I think this was when they were on the planet where both sides were trying to get them to agree, and of course it turned out that they had the power to stop everyone from fighting anyway, so they were never in any danger. I think. Organia, that's it. Thomas, yes. That name always slips my mind for some reason. And we'll end it here with Klingon Santa. There's no witty words or anything. Just if Santa Claus was a Klingon, I imagine he would bring batleths to all the good little Klingon warriors, and mechleths, and those assassin knives, and all those good things. Maybe a new Targ, some live Gok. You leave out live Gok for Klingon Santa on Christmas night. And for the bad warriors, the cowards, they get... What would they get? What would you give a dishonorable Klingon? What would you do to scare a child into being honorable? They would get tribbles. Yep. He would hand out tribbles to all the dishonorable and bad Klingon children. That's what he would do. The Organians were non-corporeal. I'm not sure if that's the same planet. The planet I'm thinking of, they seemed corporeal. Maybe they were only taking on a corporeal look to be on the planet, but that's probably it. They're corporeal because it's a lot cheaper to show corporeal life form than non-corporeal. Okay, so those were some of the Klingon memes I wanted to get through. I'm glad I did today with some time to spare. It doesn't look like a big crowd here tonight. I know it's Friday. It's probably not the best time to live stream, but I was busy all morning, so I'm sorry about that. Thank you everybody for coming by. I will be doing more streams in the future. I'm really happy I've got this thing working again, the software. We've got my head. I went ahead and put the clock in there just to have some record of what time it happened. Just for good. Again, shout out to Acid Designs, a shout out to Anti-Tracker. And for those wondering, this is not a Make America Great Again shirt. This is a Making America Great Again since 1978. And I got this on my birthday, and of course I was born in 1978, so hence the shirt. Making America Great Again since 1978. Hope you have a good weekend. Thank you so much, Thomas. I hope all of you guys have a good weekend. I think we're going to go ahead and end it here unless there's any questions. Doesn't seem to be. So, watch, I do have a new short ending. It's not fancy, but Qapla. And cue the ending.